welcome everyone to another episode of Hazard Time Gets Lost. I'm your host Liam, joined again by Dimitri. We're talking about episode 7, The Moth.
All that
This is
senseless talk made me forget about the episode.
this is Charlie's flashback episode.
It's a pretty good one. I like it.
Yeah, something I was thinking about with this flashback. This might be like the most substantial flashback we've gotten so far.
Like substantial,
It
like
looks
the
like
again.
finding out things about the character,
Oh
right?
right, yeah.
Because okay, you get Kate. Kate's flashback
I
didn't
think
really tell.
Locke would be more so.
Well, yeah, but it's also kind of simple, which is like, oh, he was in a wheelchair. We don't find out why he was in a wheelchair, or we just find out like, oh, Locke's in a wheelchair. Like
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
we don't get deeper into it. Like we didn't find out much about Kate. We just have it's like, oh yeah, Kate's a fugitive. Locke's in a wheelchair. Jack's father's dead. Son and Jin are having marriage problems. But like with Charlie, I guess since we already know that he's a drug addict,
Yeah.
we're getting a
It
little
gives
bit.
it a lot more opportunity to explore other parts of his life.
Yeah, we can go into it a little more, and we
Which
actually find out why
yeah, and that's
why
actually
he's a drug addict.
surprising because like I was expecting it to be a simple, this is how Charlie got hooked on drugs. But no, we do learn more about Charlie's history than just the simple elephant in the room.
Yeah. And I mean, we see why he was in Australia as well. He was trying to get the band back together, and his brother was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Which I didn't really like, honestly. Just how they kind of glazed over the fact that, like, oh, his brother got sober or whatever. Like, it was his brother's a dick to all of a sudden, like, Charlie's the dick.
Yeah.
It,
Well,
it just it skipped a little too much for me.
it's something we can. It's something that they can explore further.
We have our first character that shares a namesake with one of the hosts.
Yeah. You got a Liam.
Got a so we'll get a Dimitri soon, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Can't wait for that character to appear.
There's a Liam and there's a Vincent.
That's right. I didn't think about that.
There is a Richard. Richard's middle name is Paul. I don't think there's a Paul.
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 There isn't a
Paul.
Paul in the show, but there is a Paul.
There might be a Paul. It might be like a Paul who shows up in one episode of season
There's a
3.
Steve and a Scott.
Yes, there is a Scott and Steve. This is our first time meeting Scott and
Hey,
Steve.
hey Scott. I'm Steve. That's Scott. I'm Scott. Which was like the first, which is the best like little nod we got to the background characters not being cared about. Like at least they're acknowledging it that at this point.
There's a lot to talk about with Scott and Steve, which we'll talk about, later on in this season, because no one knows which one's Scott and which one's Steve, including like the writers of the show. They don't know who's Scott and who's Steve.
Yeah, but they just said,
Yeah, but we'll get into it.
of course.
Uh, but and I guess the main plot of this episode is Jack gets stuck in a cave,
Yeah.
and they got to go rescue him.
I always hate when that
While
happens.
while Saeed and Kate do some, you know, triangulation of the friend signal. Saeed's always got to do something.
Some foreshadowing to the triangulation of love we'll get soon.
Saeed's always building something and doing some side quests.
And it wasn't like this point in the episode where he pulled out his triangulator, and I'm like, that's just a bunch of electronics they put together. Like it doesn't even look like it serves a purpose.
and and I think she like calls him out on it, like, well, we'll find the source of distress signal. Well, like, but that thing's been playing for 16 years and no one's rescued her. Why are we gonna? Well, why is that going to help
Yeah.
us? Sage's like, I'll just do it anyway.
This is my side plot, okay? I need to complete it. Uh, I like I like the moment with the laptop battery.
Oh,
You're like
yeah,
whoa, 2004. He's like reloading the laptop with this like stainless steel battery that can just be pulled out. Because
but
he pulled it out and I was like, the hell's that? Is that a laptop?
I do, I think I've had a few laptops with like a battery you can pull out. Not like that.
Yeah.
That was like that was like extremely detached. But I've definitely had some laptops where you could like push a little button and pop out the battery. That was like kind of
Yeah.
like
Which,
my laptop's fucked up. It won't turn
well,
on or turn off. I gotta pop
kind
out
of,
the battery. And,
it used to be kind of the norm. Like,
yeah,
yeah. But unless it was like Apple, like you'd be able to pull out your battery.
yeah. It definitely wasn't like that.
No,
That's like some
that was
weird.
like the Sky Marshal's laptop, like some government issued shit that came with a handle. Like,
Is that? Do you
here's the
think
tube where the battery goes.
Do you think that's like an add-on? Like they sell that laptop without a battery and it has to be plugged
That's
in
what
all
it
the time?
seemed like.
Like, ooh, upgrade it to battery to make your laptop portable.
Well, and I don't know. It was definitely it was a purpose built laptop. Like this
Yeah.
wasn't just some dude's, you know, personal laptop. Like no, this was a work thing.
And of course the whole cave-in will tie in with Charlie's storyline of he wants the drugs back from Locke, but Locke won't give them back to him.
He's got to prove to himself that he's useful by
Yes.
saving a man trapped in a cave and relocating his shoulder.
Is that the right
Uh,
relocating his?
probably not, but
It doesn't sound
I
right.
don't I
Like,
don't think it is.
what would the word be? Like undislocating,
I don't know. We can look
de
it up.
dis de dislocating.
What is it?
Because relocating is just kind of like moving it to a different place. Dislocated
How to fix it?
is dislocating even a thing? Like,
Well, yeah, well, yeah, dislocated. Why? A shoulder can be dislocated, but I guess you can't be caught in the midst of dislocating. Um,
it's not like a process. You can't go like, "Ow, my shoulder is dislocating." It's either it's my shoulder's dislocated or was
God,
dislocated.
Edge. I'm really trying, okay, but Chrome is just a lot better.
For Microsoft's Edge.
Dislocate, stabilize. I guess stabilize looks like it. You would like stabilize
Anti
his
anti
anti-locate.
dis anti dislocated.
Charlie, you need to anti-locate my shoulder.
Relocate. That's interesting. Let's talk about that for 5 more minutes.
Yeah, you
Dislocated.
can't imagine the people listening to this. Like, shut the fuck up and talk about Lost.
I
Because I
want to hear them.
guarantee you there isn't another Lost podcast out there that talks about Lost as little as we do.
Or maybe that's why they listen because they don't want to hear us talk about Lost. Like, quit talking about Lost. Talk about Breaking Bad again, like you did that one episode.
These guys' opinions on Lost are terrible. Luckily, they never talk about it, so that's okay.
I want to hear them talk about grammar and the talk about words and like dislocating. That was a fascinating conversation you guys had there.
Uh, it's fun when Charlie name drops Drive Shaft to the priest. I thought that was funny.
I was thinking about that like on the drive home because he's always kind of like bragging about. He is always name dropping Drive Shaft and the fact that he's in a band at any point
Yeah,
to
that's it.
to these people. And so like he's in the confession booth talking about like the bad things he does and like, well, it's because of my extremely successful and popular band.
Drive
And
Shaft.
just because of, you know, how famous and popular and I am. It's just a lot of temptation with it. He's like self promoting and bragging while
Oh
also
yeah, exactly.
existing.
He plugged his band to the priest.
Because he had the moment where he's like name dropping the band to Hurley, but like Hurley really doesn't care.
I like how like vaguely rock star they are too. Yeah, they look like the generic characters from Rock Band. Like when you go back in time, like you see them, they're just wearing like scarves and like black and nail. Like they don't really look like a rock band. They just kind of look like what you would think a rock band does, which is just funny.
Yeah, which apparently they're not like even that famous or popular. Like they're really just like a one hit wonder. They have the song and they
Well,
play.
yeah, and I was trying to think like what you could compare them to in like real life. Like what would be the rock band? Because if it's just one song that some people kind of know, I'd say most people know of the one song.
What I think is supposed to be the closest, and I think it's kind of where they came up with the inspiration. I think there's a little bit of Oasis in Drive Shaft,
I feel like Oasis
Wonderwall.
is better than them. I don't know more than just Wonderball,
Exactly.
but I think more people do.
I don't know. I think Oasis is a one hit wonder.
They have one more song I'm trying to think of, but
I mean, what about the Chubbawamba with the tub thumping?
oh yeah, Tub Thumping. But that's not. Yeah, they're like hardly kind of the
I get
same.
knocked down, but I got up in. You're never gonna let me down.
So Charlie's part of Oasis, Wonderwall. He's just one of the naturally funny people, like Dominic
Charlie.
Monaghan.
Yeah,
You know,
he's good.
he's like no matter what this guy does, he's gonna be in like a comedy, like his role's
I
gonna
think
be the comic relief.
I think one of the Oasis, because Oasis is brothers as well, and I think they're Liam and Neil are the names of the Oasis brothers.
Okay, well then, yeah, they're definitely going for that.
I do like legitimately think it Oasis was an influence for Drive Shaft and Charlie, because I mean like later on in a season, Charlie is singing Wonderwall.
It's a pretty good moment they have when he walks away from his brother. I like that because then
Mm.
I mean, at this point in time, spoilers, whatever. But hey, everybody, if you're watching Lost the first time through with me, kind of, then tune out at this point. But like, he walks away from it and it's like, yeah, this is the last time he's gonna see him. Like Charlie's gonna die on the island.
Mm, yeah,
And
interesting.
Charlie didn't, he didn't think that was gonna happen. So, and his brother really wanted to help.
Yeah, he's got his life around. He's living in Sydney with the wife and kid. I think. I don't know if we know that yet.
Well, he's got a kid at least.
Okay, yeah,
Did you
he's got
watch
a
this
wife.
episode?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
yeah I've seen this episode.
Okay. I'm not gonna watch him unless you watch him.
I am watching them.
You watch this episode within
Yeah,
the
I've seen
last
this.
couple
Yeah,
days.
I watched this episode. Yes.
Whatever, man. All right. From now on, I'm not watching the episode unless you watch it.
Okay, I've been watching these episodes.
So Jack, it's well, we didn't even talk about what are we talking about? Lost. um, it's a really good moment too with Locke giving Charlie the decision.
Yeah, you get the moth metaphor, which is like the
Yeah.
episode title of the episode. The titular moth appears in this episode, but I guess like Charlie is also the moth. It's a metaphor.
Yeah, he's in his cocoon, but he's breaking through to get tougher.
He's becoming a good person or becoming
Or
better.
just not addicted to drugs. You can do that in one night on the island. The island speeds things up for you.
Yes.
The island's like,
Well,
hey, we have a whole season to get through and other characters, Charlie. So I'll give you this moment. Uh,
I'm gonna speed through your withdrawals here. Okay.
but it's, so like mysterious and, it's like Locke being like, I'll give you three chances, Charlie. It's like, because it's up to you. It's your choice.
Then he
No,
gives him the last time.
the first one's, yeah, it's so good watching because he goes up to him and asks for the drugs the third time, and Locke's face is just like, it's like the opposite because Kate was totally disgusted at Locke when he smiled at her with the orange. Like, this is Locke's moment to have that disgust face. Like,
I
he's
don't.
like, ugh. You disappointed me, Charlie.
Was he really disappointed? I feel like he knew Charlie was gonna do that.
I think he knew it was going to happen, but he wasn't sure. He knew Charlie was going to come up and ask for a third time, but he didn't know.
Mm.
Maybe he wasn't expecting it so quickly. I don't know. Terry O'Quinn was really trying to emote disgust there. That's what I got.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or just disappointment. Like, because it's like the fire's like shining on his face too. It's just like, ugh, Charlie, how could you?
And Charlie's definitely got that like my precious look when he's looking at the
Yeah.
drugs. Finally, back. Like,
Um. Yeah, definitely. I will say the music is in full force.
see, it
Yeah,
just got to grow on you.
I did not give it a chance.
Charlie has that moment where he's like pointing out that he has nobody on the island because he's like, "Boone, you have a sister, and
Oh yeah, this was good.
Jin's got a wife, and Michael's got a kid.
He's like,
I'm Hurley's fat.
that's
I'll shimmy in
that's
there and
exactly what I was gonna talk about too. He's like, he's like, you guys can't go in the hole. I'll go in the hole. Wife, sister, husband, fat.
I'll go in the hole. More like a tunnel.
Kind
But they just
of.
like, well, you get Michael finally being useful.
Yeah, I know. Walt likes Michael now.
Big Michael moment. He got to dig Jack. He got to dig a tunnel to Jack.
Well, and I like it too because it's like a big moment. He shows off to everybody. He's like, "Hey, man, I know construction. I know this. You gotta be careful." And then they all listen to him. They're like, "Okay, okay. Like we'll do it your way. You seem like you know what you're talking about." But then as soon as Kate comes, she's like, "What the fuck are y'all standing around for? Keep digging." She's like, "I don't," because Michael was like, "Hold on, wait, it collapsed again. We need to stop. We need to think about it." And then Kate gets there and she's like, "Let's keep fucking digging. Who cares?" And they're like,
Kate's
"Yeah,
like,
yeah, fuck Michael. Who cares? That guy's
main
stupid."
character, main character coming through. you know,
Exactly.
I'm in charge now.
Because they're like, "All right, let's take a break. Let's recuperate. I'm gonna figure out this wall situation." Kate's like, "Nah, we need to keep digging.
Because
I
it's
don't care
definitely
what you said before."
because it's funny because there's definitely like tiers of power.
Yeah.
Like if Jack's not there and Kate's not there and Saeed's not there and Locke's out hunting or whatever, who's in charge? Maybe Michael steps up, maybe Boone steps up. Now they're pulling at
But
they're
then
pulling the C-listers.
they get all like submissive when a main character comes, like an alpha comes. He's like, "Get back there, keep digging. I said dig." Yeah,
Michael's a
yeah,
third stringer.
yeah. Jack was literally injured in this moment, so Michael got to make a decision.
Saeed's too worried about his side quest, which he fails
Yeah.
because he gets knocked out and maybe dead. Who knows? We'll see if Saeed's in the next episode. He might have died in this.
It's really hard to like Sawyer at this point in time. Like, even if you want to, like he's making no good, like wholesome choices. Because even
Well,
when he
but
goes to tell Kate, like, "Hey, Jack's in trouble," like, no, Kate's a little rude to him, so he's like, fuck it. He's like, I'm gonna be a little bitch again.
But also, I don't know. I feel like she had a little of that coming because
I don't think there's no. You can't forgive him being like, oh well, your guy's in trouble. I think I'll withhold that. Like no, Sawyer, he had literally the choice right there. Like you can see him thinking about it, and then he was like, nah.
I don't know because like he pops out of the jungle and is like, oh, hey, I got something to tell you, and she's like, what the fuck do you want? I don't want to hear anything you got to say. And he's like,
Okay,
okay,
but
fine.
that was Sawyer's moment to say like, you know what? Even you're belittling me to who you think I am. I can be better. But he's like, you know what? I am who you think I am. Like he literally says it.
I guess so.
So I want to like Sawyer at this point, and like I'm sure they're gonna redeem him. But like at this moment in time, I don't like him. He's a sleazeball.
But he does he does follow through with like the light in the
Yeah, but that's like base level shit. Like yeah,
light in the firework
like
and turning on the
do the
switch.
thing, okay?
Oh,
Only because like she throws it at him, and it's like here, I don't give a shit. You deal with it.
oh, Shannon contributed for the first time in the show.
Yeah. Even though like she totally forgot. I don't know why it was so important to be at 5 o'clock.
Mm. Well, I guess because they were waiting for Saeed to get into position, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true, but it's like because they all kind of shot it off a little late. Like Shannon forgot, and
Well, I guess as long as they're close, it's really about like preserving battery as much as they can.
yeah. There's a moment when the going back to Charlie's flashbacks, we get a good bitches leave moment.
Oh yeah, he's kicking out all the
He's
all
kicking.
the groupies.
Yeah. Which I mean that is literally like the perfect bitches leave.
Get out.
It's not a request. He's just exclaiming that's what bitches do. Bitches leave.
Yes, and they leave because
Cuz that's what bitches do.
it's like, oh yeah, this guy is in charge. Like I'm like they don't attempt to like fight.
Yeah.
No, I want to stay. It's like, oh yeah, it's time to leave.
Um but yeah,
But
overall
everybody
pretty
gets a
good
little
episode.
everybody gets a little something to do. Everybody contributes. It's another character drama episode, I would say. Because in the grand scheme of things, Jack being trapped in a cave is pretty insignificant. And
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's still life threatening or whatever, but
well,
yeah,
I just
in
mean like
terms of the plot, yeah.
in the greater Lost, in the greater scope of Lost. The fact that Jack got trapped in a cave is not going to be brought up again.
Even the island wasn't expecting that though. Whoa, I didn't plan for this, but hey, it turned out cool. Or did it? Because that gave Charlie confidence and made him proud of himself. So, did the island plan to collapse the cave?
Mm,
It was supposed to be Hurley and Charlie in the cave. Jack got stuck in there.
darn it! That didn't go how I wanted. Oh, there's like the ultimate piece of Lost trivia that we haven't talked about, which I guess we should talk about. You remember in the very first episode where the pilot dies, like they find the pilot
Yeah,
hanging up in the
Greg
tree?
Greg Grunberg.
Yeah. That was supposed to be Jack.
Oh, he was supposed to play the pilot.
Well, no, the Jack was supposed to die.
Really?
Yeah, I believe I want to say they were gonna have Michael Keaton play
I
Jack.
think I saw that
I
recently
don't know if
somewhere.
I don't know if Michael Keaton was ever confirmed, but like they had somebody who was going to play Jack, maybe Michael Keaton, and they were going to kill Jack off early. They were going to kill Jack off right away, like in the first episode, and then Kate was going to become the main character. But
Wait, so they were gonna have Michael Keaton die in the first episode?
yeah, or someone else. But and then Kate was going to be the main character, and like Kate's thing, Kate would have kind of been like Rose. Kate would have had a husband on the plane who went missing. And I guess they kind of like dropped that. But when they were making the show or like pitching it or whatever, someone was like, "Well, you can't kill off Jack. Jack's our main character. You got to leave him alive." And so then like, okay, fine, we'll leave Jack alive. But then at that point, Michael Keaton or whoever is like, oh, I don't want to be the main character of this show. I just want to be in one episode.
Hmm.
So, they ended up getting Matthew Fox to be Jack for the main run
That's
of the show.
that's always the weird like what could have been with movies
Yeah.
and shows is the casting choices, like how important that is.
Yeah. I don't know for sure if it was Michael Keaton. It was like somebody who had a history with J.J. Abrams but didn't want to be committed to a whole TV show.
Right.
Would Michael Keaton have worked? I don't know.
I
I guess I'm
It's
imagining him
impossible to
older.
tell. Yeah.
Like I'm thinking 2024 Michael Keaton, old Michael Keaton from the Flash movie, or like Vulture from Spider-Man. I'm not thinking like 2004.
Well, Michael Keaton's good. I just don't. I don't think it would have worked. He's. I don't know.
Plus, I
Jack's
like
personality comes from his actions,
yeah.
you know, and it's like Michael Keaton. I don't think.
Plus,
I don't.
I like my TV shows to have a main character who's a guy.
Yeah. Lost. You lost me at female main character.
There's already too many of them on the show.
I
Got
remember.
Kate and son. Please.
We'll tell you though. It's like when the original or when the remake of the thing came out, I was pretty. I don't know how old I was, maybe like 16 or something. But I was pretty upset that the main character was gonna be a girl. I'm not gonna lie. At that point in time, I was.
Look at you, Joel Edgerton, though.
Yeah, but he's nowhere near the main character in that movie. I think it's definitely her.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's like a part of you that makes Mike Joel Edgerton the main
Yeah.
character just because he's the guy.
Well, at the time, it was like the movie. It was young dude. I guess I don't know. The thing was very like it was heavily a male movie. It was a masculine movie. It was all male cast. Actually, there wasn't
Yeah,
the
as it
only
should be.
as every good movie is. The only woman in that movie is on the TV show. I think they had to do like a rerun of like a game show or something.
Hmm.
They're watching it like, yeah, there's a woman there, but that's the only one. And I think there's even like interviews with John Carpenter talking about it being that way.
Women don't go out into the Antarctic.
I recently rewatched The Thing from Another World.
As did I, or I slept through
Really?
some of it.
It's like
Yeah, because it was like snowy, and then whenever it snows, my dad wants to watch that movie.
it's not it's not great. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's not as good as the thing, but I think it's fine.
It's fine
It's a
for
it's a decent B movie. It's really it's a B
yeah,
movie. It's all it
yeah.
is. It's not as good as the thing, and neither of my parents acknowledge that. But
They say that's better than the 82.
yeah,
Oh, come on now. That's foolish. Like
it
I'll
is.
say that I think I compare it to the 82 version and that's wrong because if you look at it on its own being like a 40s or 50s horror movie, sci-fi kind of movie then yeah, it's pretty good. It did a lot of stuff that was different. But yeah, there's no comparison between the Carpenter version.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I do like the ending line.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Watch the
Tell everyone,
skies.
tell everyone everywhere. Look to the skies. Watch the skies. It's a good final line.
Yeah. It's I think that's what it's known for, really.
Because I was trying to think, because at some point in the past, there was like a Facebook post or something, or like a Reddit post. It was like, "What's your favorite final line in a movie?" And I just put that because like I don't think of any like final lines except like "Well, I'm back," which is iconic. Return of the King final line because that's the final line in the book as well.
I'm back. Yeah, final lines. Like they're I don't know. Oh, welcome to the human race. I think that's about what it go. I think that's what it is. That's Escape from New York, Escape from
Oh,
L.A. One of the two. That's a really good one.
for a second, I thought you were talking about Independence Day, because doesn't Will Smith go like "Welcome to Earth"?
Yeah, welcome to Earth.
That's not the final line though.
No, but this one is. I think. Always
Yeah,
like welcome to the human race. Yeah, it's kind of.
Jurassic Park kinda has a good one
Hmm.
because like they're escaping the park and Alan Grant goes like, after much consideration, I've decided not to endorse your park. And John
Oh
Hammond
yeah.
goes, so have I. Like the "so have I" is like, I guess that's the final line.
If you wish to continue hearing about loss, skip to 31 minutes and 45 seconds.
I am trying to think of what the final line in Dark Knight Rises is, because that's like, I love that movie, and like, what's the final line? I know so many lines.
Oh, Dark Knight Rises. So that's the one where he's at the cafe, right?
Yeah.
At the end. So,
Oh well, it would be Gary Oldman's speech. Part of Gary Oldman has the speech at the end.
how do I thank you? You'll never have to. Is that it? Or is that a
Well,
different one?
that's like the end of the first Batman Begins.
Oh, okay. You'll never have to. I love uh, Christian Bale. Just him talking as Batman in those movies is great. It always seems like the face mask is like pushing against his cheeks a little bit. So he's,
Probably is.
but you think that's
Batman's
something they would have sorted out.
Batman's never looked comfortable.
You'll never have to. Good movie.
They're all good movies.
That's debatable, but Dark Knight. The Dark Knight's definitely good. Rises, no.
Rises is great. I love Rises. You really adopted the dark. Okay, I was born in it.
I was born in it. That was a whole. That was a whole phase for a lot of people during that movie, like in that
I
time
saw
period.
I saw a clip. It was like an NFL clip of some linebacker quoting The Dark Knight Rises in the middle of a football game.
I would not want to mess with that dude.
He like tackles somebody and then he goes up to me. He's like, "I wonder what would break first, your spirit or your body." It's like,
Oh, they talk mad shit too.
that's
Like,
great.
like
Like I don't know,
like throughout the whole game, those people were talking shit to each other.
I don't know who that football player is. I don't even remember what team he's on, but
I want to
he's
look
my
it up
favorite
now.
now.
Let's see.
Quoting Bane.
NFL Batman quote.
What? You
Yeah, right here. I don't even know how to say it. Jordan Melata?
that sounds right.
Melata?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Wait, let's see here.
You gonna
An
watch the clip?
iconic Batman villain line to sledge opposition player. I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body.
I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body?
Moment.
Because those people are Bane. Like
Yeah.
those football players, like they could do what he does. Combo breaker.
Bane had a. I don't know. I almost feel like Bane had a bigger chokehold on pop culture than Joker did
I'd
at the
say that.
time of
Well,
release.
I'd say it was this like of similar magnitude.
Well, I think Joker had a longer impact, but like the 6 months post Dark Knight Rises, Bane was heavier than the 6 months post the Dark Knight.
Yeah, and Bane's easy.
That's
Like he's more quotable. You know, like you come off a little kooky if you're quoting Joker lines, but it's fun if you quote Bane lines.
yeah. It also like I guess Joker is kind of like a worse person than Bane. Like you shouldn't like the Joker or quote the Joker. Or, you know,
Yeah, that's even
Bane's just like a buff dude spouting out cool lines and beating people up. You know, Joker's like a sociopath blowing up hospitals and shit.
empty hospitals,
Yeah,
but still a whole hospital he blows up.
it could have been full. You know, he was more than willing to blow up a full hospital. They just happened to empty it in time.
Two great performances though. Like
Yeah, and you know, Killian Murphy does not get enough credit for Scarecrow.
yeah, he's just overshadowed by the other two villains.
He's he's great, and I love him coming back for the previous movies. Like
Yeah.
that's this one of my favorite scenes in The Dark Knight Rises is him as the judge. Like death
That is
or exile.
that is because it's so like they didn't have to, but they did.
Just because Chris Nolan loves Killian Murphy. It's like his favorite actor ever is Killian Murphy, so he just uses him whenever he can.
Kelly Murray, he's the guy that's like he just like doesn't use computers or something. I don't know. Like some interview I was watching, like he has like no knowledge of anything internet.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen these memes? And he's like, what are you talking about? Meme? What is meme?
Speaking of Killian Murphy, we should talk about Lost some
All
more.
right, of course.
That infamous Killian Murphy Lost connection.
I found it interesting that they do like some weird connection again with Michael and Son and Jin. Like they've got stuff going on already. But like Walt's asking like, this place is cool. Can we live in the caves? And Michael's like, I don't know. Let me ponder at that Korean lady again and think about it. Like for no reason, it just like shows him like looking at Son very longingly.
Yeah,
Like we can live in the caves if she lives in the cave with us.
what causes the cave in? Does it cave in just because they were yelling loudly,
Well, Jack
or was
said
it
it was
just,
a fluke.
or
So
was it just bad luck?
it was the island.
Yeah,
It was
like, crap,
necessary for Charlie's character development.
it's true.
I would say it was bad luck because it happens again. Like there's like a little, what are they? I don't remember the term for it, but when like a
Excavating when they're excavating,
no, like when a earthquake happens and then there's like a mini
aftershocks.
aftershock. There's like a little aftershock, which it you know while they're in there talking.
Hmm. Yeah,
So I don't
because
think it was him yelling. I think it just was bound to
well,
happen.
wasn't the aftershock because they were digging the tunnel? Well,
Well, not according to Michael. They were doing it correctly. Okay. So
Michael's the expert.
yeah, 8 years construction work. Okay, I know about caves. He doesn't say 8 years of like mining. He says construction work. Like,
8 years of cave diving. You know, I never thought about that. Does construction work equate to knowing the
yeah,
stability
like,
of caves?
of caves. Like, that's a whole different thing, man. Might as well just like made him a geologist and had it never come up again. But yeah, I mean the episode's really good. I like the overall narrative with Charlie, and it again, it's not just him. Like, yeah, he got addicted to drugs. No, we get more than that.
We get there's some tension with Sawyer and Kate as well because they're talking about Jack and everything right before he does finally reveal.
Yeah.
Because this is where she says, where she talks about like how she pities Sawyer,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was a little unnecessary. I mean,
He's
Sawyer
yeah.
hasn't been that bad, I don't think.
No, he hasn't.
I pity you. Fuck off.
I don't know. He's not doing anything to make people get on his side at all. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like he's knowingly being kind of a dick. So
But then like no one's giving. I don't know. Like it's
headphones
like
came unplugged.
he's a half a dick, but like no one's acknowledging that he's half a dick. So I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
these people think I'm a full dick. I'll be a full dick. Whatever, man.
So like he is, there is a good side to him, but nobody's caring to see that. But I mean, he's got his iconic Sawyer walk. He's got a very swaggy walk.
Yeah.
Kind of just like lopes around, like yeah, I'm Sawyer. But
And they do finally dig themselves out, just going up a little bit, which isn't like they don't dig much upwards. How
that's,
thin are those
that's
caves?
a total Minecraft moment right there too. Like, oh fuck, I'm trapped. I'm so far down. I'm never gonna get out of here. And then just like, oh no, actually, it's dirt. Here's dirt.
It's just one block, just one block up.
Because you know that, like, when you're digging midst of like a mountain, but somehow you went like sideways and then up
Yeah,
and then like poop. Like, oh,
this is the portion of Lost where we talk about Minecraft.
yeah, we went into Lost and then we quickly diverted right back out of it. We don't really want to talk about Lost, actually. Neither one of us like it.
Let's circle this back to the thing real quick.
Yeah, when we talked about the thing, that was the best. Let's go back to that.
I did want to say, I don't know about you, but I do like the sequel with Joel Edgerton.
I
I don't
saw it once.
I don't think you like it.
I saw it in theaters once, and that was enough.
We should give that a second chance at some point.
I would be okay to do that.
Watch them back to back. Watch the prequel
That's a lot of thing.
and then watch the 82. Wait, okay. Last thing about the thing. Isn't the 50, don't they use footage of the 50s movie in the 82 version?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Maybe they don't, but I kind of thought they did
Yeah,
cuz
I don't.
when they go to the Norwegian station and
No, maybe it's. I think it's. They use a picture. They use a picture of
oh,
them all in a circle, like when
well,
they're measuring the ship or something.
I thought they were watching footage of them
Maybe
measuring the
or
ship.
footage. Yeah, yeah. So that's what they use.
I'll have to see if that's actually true. It's
I
what I
think it
always
is.
assumed,
I think it is. Well, let me see here.
but I don't.
1982, The Thing footage original.
That's not going to give you what you
No,
want.
it's not.
Yeah, well,
Especially on Edge.
fucking Edge.
Oh, The Thing, huh? I got a couple articles about The Thing you can read. It's not what I wanted.
I'll probably just
Chrome's like, this is what you wanted, isn't it? I know you're kind of illiterate, but I get what you're saying. This is what you want.
Chrome knows because it's listening to this conversation.
Which I'm okay with if it gives me what I want quicker.
I'll have to. I'll probably watch. Like, I'll probably skip to that scene in the thing after we're done talking, just to actually find out.
Yeah, but it does sound familiar. I want going back to talking
Because
about what did I do in high school when I didn't have a smartphone? Like just fucking watch The Thing.
he does like that movie. He includes it in Halloween.
Yeah, no, he respects that movie.
That I know for sure. That the 1950s thing is in Halloween. He's
Mm,
dead, right? John Carpenter.
I don't think so. I don't think
He's
so.
one of
Oh,
those.
no, he is. He just died recently. Like within the last year or two, I think. Nope, he's still alive. Maybe I was thinking of somebody else.
There's like 5 people that like I never remember they die, and so like I was like, is Leslie Nielsen still alive? Like, oh no, he's dead.
It
I've
feels
done
so
that all.
bad too when you're like, yeah, that guy died. Now it's sad. He just died recently. Like, nope, he's still alive. I would like to
Uh,
go on a John Carpenter kick. There we go.
uh, the Thing and Halloween. That's really, I think that's all I've even seen of his.
The Fog, Prince of
Log.
Darkness,
I may.
Ghosts of Mars,
Oh, is that with Ice Cube?
Assault on Precinct 13,
Is that you?
Escape from New York and L.A.
You skip. You,
Freaking
you're skipping over. You're ignoring my question. That is the one with Ice Cube,
yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is.
Ghost
Yeah,
from Mars. Ugh, that was terrible.
Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. I mean, literally John Carr. I mean, he's just
Oh, that
freaking
Ghost of
good, man.
Mars was terrible.
It's very bad.
I jokingly said, "Let's go back to the Thing real quick," and we actually did end up going back to the Thing. Actually,
Well, you're getting in my realm of interest now.
now we're talking about something Dimitri actually likes.
Because again, no matter what, like this is still TV, and I'm just not a TV person.
And it,
I'm trying to. I know it's only so many episodes, and I'm really trying to get into it. I like it, but it's the format that's just gonna get to me.
and well, I mean, this early, there's not a whole lot to really like analyze and dig deep into.
I don't know. This is gonna be our. This is just gonna how it's gonna be from now on. So we better get used to it.
No, like once we want the further in we'll get, the more we'll have to talk about. Because like, we'll be watching a season 2 episode, and we can talk about like, well, you see how this ties back into
Yeah.
this scene of season 1, and
I
like,
can't remember the season 1 that we've already watched. I'm not gonna remember season 1 when we're watching season 5.
well, that's why you'll have me because I'll remember everything.
The problem is I've got an issue with commitment. That's why I like movies. Because tomorrow I'm gonna want to watch something different than Lost. But I gotta
Well,
watch Lost.
too bad. You gotta watch, do both. Watch something different and watch Lost.
And the thing
I've
is,
seen I've seen 5 episodes of Cobra Kai in between, us talking about
did you already
Lost.
watch the new stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. You've got no spine.
But if I knew we were actually going to be meeting up sometime soon, I would have waited. But like I can't wait, like 6 months to
So
watch.
you wait, so is that the finale? That's it?
Yeah,
Oh
the last the last 5 episodes ever. You've got 10 episodes you haven't seen.
I just want to know what happens with Kreese. Hey, what are
I
we doing? This is Lost.
What I got to say about Cobra Kai, I'll do a quick spoiler-free review for the final season of Cobra Kai. It was more tame than I kind of expected. Because I was fully prepared for like, oh no, Kreese has a nuclear bomb. We have to go. We
Kreese
have to go
teams up with
team.
the aliens.
We have to go team up to stop him. Like I was fully like ready for something like that to happen, and I would have. I'll be honest. Listen, Cobra Kai, you could have done it. I would have ate that shit up.
Well, that's what I
You
was
know.
hoping for. I'm a little disappointed now. I'm not as excited because I was really hoping for batshit crazy.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not batshit crazy, but like not to the extent. Like I'm constantly expecting them to dial it up to 11, and and maybe they hit 9 instead of 11, maybe 8.
Eh, it's fine. Those people, I feel like all those actors, the younger, I say younger because I feel like they're not going to do anything after it.
They'll probably do more Cobra Kai.
Well, yeah, that, but
There's already talks about like they want to do like a Hawk
spin
and
off.
Dimitri spinoff.
Yeah. Hey, we did get a namesake of mine in this episode.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is a Dimitri in Cobra Kai. There's not a. I don't think there's a Liam in Cobra Kai. It's just sad. You don't see Liam's everywhere. Liam wasn't that popular, and Liam wasn't that popular of a name when Lost came out in 2004. I
Yeah,
mean,
just
I I still had people not knowing how the hell to pronounce Liam.
I that'll never make sense to me.
It's true. Like
It's a
it's
it's a
it,
name. It's Liam.
it happened. People throwing consonants and vowels in there. Lehman. Is there a Lehman here? Like, no, it's pronounced Liam.
Liam Lyman.
Yeah, lemon. Have, I've been mistakenly called lemon before.
Man,
Neil. I've gotten Neil.
usually what I'll get is they just don't try. They'll just be like, what is it? Like it's Dimitri.
But like honestly,
It's not that
Dimi-
hard.
Dimitri seems pretty easy. Like
It's as easy as Liam.
like I mean, maybe you could get like Dimitri. Like maybe they could go hard on the eyes.
Again, how
Maybe
do they mess up Liam?
the IA like throws them. They see IA next to each other. They don't know what the hell to do. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true, I guess.
Dimitri.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they just are like, how do you pronounce that? Yeah,
Brenzo's pretty easy too. I can't imagine mispronouncing Brenzo. Breenzo.
Prano.
Para-
Prano is almost harder than Brenzo.
yeah. Pirano. Is there a Lyman Pirano here? Like Liam Prano. Maybe it's also probably like you can't discount how stupid people in Orsets are.
We're just throwing them all under the bus.
Is it named
Okay.
Lyman?
Hey, man, you don't want to mess with your fame, okay?
I don't claim Horsets. I do claim Horsets. I
I was
just had a
about to
whole
say you
argument.
claim the shit out of horses.
I don't claim it good. Okay, I didn't live in Horsets. I survived
All right,
Horsets.
all right. This episode's gone on long enough.
Uh, so what's this new rating system you've come up with?
I didn't finish it.
Didn't finish it, so I guess we'll just.
Yeah, we'll just stick to the old way. It's not like a whole system of. It's not um like the rating system isn't reinventing like the numbering. It's like a guideline to rating.
Interesting.
So like we said, it's our own special system.
So, out of 10, what are you giving the Moth?
I really like this. I'm gonna give it an 8.2.
8.2.
No, you know what? Higher, 8.5.
8.5, your
Yeah,
favorite of the season so far.
yeah. I actually really liked it.
Uh, what do I give it? I'm gonna give it a 7.9.
It's still pretty high.
Yeah. It's definitely not gonna be my least favorite of the season. Uh, but I would say it might be my least favorite so far.
Funnily enough, this episode doesn't end with music.
Hmm,
Like
interesting.
a music moment, I guess, like a musical moment. Like the other ones, there's like a song that plays out the episode and like a little bit of montage. And you'd think for the character that's in a band, we'd get that.
Well, that's because like Hurley's got the CD player. That's where the music's kind of coming from.
Yeah. Well, Hurley was in this episode. Damn.
He wasn't in the music listening to mood, or we would have gotten a song at the end. I don't think did we talk about that last episode with the "Look Around You"
Look around
song playing?
you.
Are you sure this is where you
I
want?
don't think we brought it up. I don't know if we need to. We bring up like licensed music.
But we've brought it up. We've
We've brought it up. Now we have.
we brought up the fact that we didn't bring it up,
It's good enough.
while also simultaneously bringing it up. I just feel like the episode it is really strong. Like there's a lot of great emotional stuff.
Right.
Charlie being the addiction, Locke, of course, being good. But it is a little inconsequential in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things, I think.
Yeah, and like the happenings other than the main flashback stuff is kind of tepid.
Yeah. I think
So.
the Saeed stuff is kind of somewhat significant because it does play in like who hit him,
Mhm.
who knocked out Saeed, why did they do it? Are we ever gonna find out?
Are
Yeah.
we getting a Mr. Is Mr. Echo already coming?
No.
No.
That would be great though if it was just like Mr. Echo like terrorizing for no reason.
Okay.
He's on the other side of the island. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm gonna knock him the fuck out. And then
He's the only guy I know that like doesn't he carry a stick at one point?
yeah, he just has like this giant stick that he uses for beating up people, and he writes scripture all over it.
Great character.
Well, Mr. Echo's great. I got a lot to say about Mr. Echo when we get to Mr. Echo. Uh,
But yeah, that's I think that's about it. You start the
yeah,
show, I end it.
yeah, okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys, or thanks for listening,
And remember,
and
watch the skies. Everyone, everywhere.
watch the skies.
It's actually like
And
a longer quote than that, though. Like he rambles on for a second.
because he's like, oh, I was thinking, I was watching this
But
when like,
just can't stop it.
no,
Back to something else.
because like we've also, we've never talked about the 1958 thing, but like, they have the reporter guy, and he's there the whole alien thing, and my first thought was like, if this was the X-Files, they would have like shot him.
Yeah.
Because probably even nowadays, like he would have not been in a good
Yeah.
position.
Well, and that's what I was thinking. Like they just let him go on air and like say like, "Hey, there's a flying saucer," like.
Because like, what are these? Like a lot of these are Air Force people, I think.
Yeah, Army, Air Force, whatever it was at that time. But yeah.
It's like yeah, like no, then they're not letting this guy
Yeah.
just.
That's like,
If he's not getting shot, he's like being
he's being
imprisoned in a
disappeared.
black shot in a
He's
black site or
he's
something.
being dislocated. But yeah, that was the most unbelievable part of the whole thing. Like they're just letting this guy ramble on about his alien story, and he keeps like asking, like, oh, can I do my story now? Like, no. Can I do it now? Like, okay,
And he
I
just like kind of
suppose.
he just goes there because like, oh, maybe there's a story there. I'll go there. Like, oh, they're fighting this alien vegetable. Oh, there's my story.
A vegetable. That'd never fly now. People are just gonna go with alien vegetable. Freaking, what's that show called? Damn it, I forgot the
Give me a
name.
hint.
It's a cucumber show, the Veggie Tales.
Veggie Tales. No,
Veggie Tales.
I wasn't thinking anything like that. That's an odd pull. Love me some Veggie Tales.
Well, it's like a giant cucumber walking around. All right, that's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time.